Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Jumping Flash Free Robbit Mon Dieu Part 9. So now we're finally taking on the final boss of the game, which is of course going to happen in space. Where else is going to happen? All the final bosses in the Jumping Flash series always seem to happen in space. Baron Aloha in the first game, Captain Kabuki in the second. It's always in some sort of freaky space game. Hey look, there's different colored Robbits. I wonder if Robbit is just something that's mass-produced, and maybe there's like other ones of him, kind of thing. He's just one of many. Or maybe they're all offshoots of the original Robbit or something like that. I never really thought of that before. That actually does sound like another thing it could be for an interesting story. Sort of the yellow one, we just got blown away, but oh look, Robbit apparently has another power we never knew he had. Well, we actually kind of did know he has this. For some reason, he never seems to use that rocket booster thing out of his tail in the games. That's another thing he's capable of doing, but he can't. So this monster thing destroyed all the other Robbits, apparently, or incapacitated them. And now, apparently, he's the final boss of this game. What relevance does he have to this story? I don't think he has any relevance to the story, but I guess this one and anything in this game have anything to do with that was ever relevant to anything. So all I really need to do is just run around and blast him, just like we do with regular enemies. Only this boss actually is a lot more unique. He's not just simply a big robot thing you have to fight against a robot enemy. He actually has his own unique attack patterns. He actually is quite a challenge, actually. I'm mostly just doing like short little hit and run attacks on him, or I just run up to him, I shoot him a few times, and it just takes away a very tad amount of his very tad amount of his health, as you can see right there. I only cut off like maybe about 10% already, maybe not even 10%. I'm just using my regular weapons right now because I don't want to waste my cherry bomb because I only have one cherry bomb. I just want to save it for when I really need it because you don't get any additional weapons in this game because the weapon system sucks in this game, they've said so many times before. You also jump on him too. It actually does a lot of damage. You ground pound or do that strong, powerful, slam onto his head. That actually does do a fair bit of damage, but it's really hard to do it a lot of times. He's always generating stuff out of his head, firing blasts at us out of his head, so it's really hard to get a good opportunity to jump on him. Baron Aloha in the first Jumping Flash was a little bit like that, where if you're not in his head, he's going to do a really high jump. But somehow that Lily-eyed guy, whatever his name is, he was able to jump on Baron. He was able to trick it so he could jump on Baron Aloha's head in super mode and jump to extreme height, so he got the maximum height in the original Jumping Flash. I don't think something like that would work like that in this game. We're just out in the middle of space on some sort of asteroid that's orbiting that planet below. I don't know if Hanamu or Hanamu, whatever it's called. I don't know if that's supposed to be a planet, or maybe it's a country on the planet, or an island. I have no idea what it's supposed to be. I don't even know what planet that is. It's probably some other odd, freaky planet that exists in the Jumping Flash universe. I guess it kind of does fit with a tradition in the series that each game is set on a different planet. The original game was on Earth, the second game is on planet Little Moo, and now this game is, that other new planet or thing. They all have unique inhabitants. This game actually does have a lot more characters than the first two games. We actually meet other people, other characters, and we find out some of their stories. So that guy that writes the book, or that movie maker guy, and there's that kid that we had to help, and there's that 14-year-old girl with the Magneto testicle things that she keeps flying around her hands, and those weird dog guys. Come to think of it, this game actually does have a lot going for it. But there's no story to any of it, at least none that I know of. There's no real story to it at all. It's kind of funny because Jumping Flash 2 had far fewer characters than this game, and yet Jumping Flash 2 had a far more original, far more creative, original story than this game ever would. Clearly the people who made this game didn't really care about the story at all, or weren't really concerned about the story. Apparently 2 people actually worked on the story for the original Jumping Flash, and all the original Jumping Flash simply was is just Baron Aloha taking over the world. It was such a simple story. It's one of the simplest video game stories ever. But again, a game doesn't really need to have an overly complex story. Even movies are like that too. Yellow Submarine has a very simplistic story, and it was really good. I bring up Yellow Submarine because I do think there's a lot of Yellow Submarine influence in the Jumping Flash series. It is all messed up and psychedelic a lot of the time. There's so many weird creatures and things everywhere. It's almost like if Yellow Submarine were a video game, it would be Jumping Flash. And I still see, there still is a lot of influence of Yellow Submarine in this specific one too, Jumping Flash Free. This is boss, the first form, yeah that's right, this is the first form of the boss. He's almost dead, he has a sliver of health left, and yet he's still heavily armored, so we destroyed the first form of the boss, yeah that's right, there's another form of the boss. The second form is actually easier in a lot of ways. It's like doing the final exam first, and then getting off easy afterwards. So he's just going to use his powers. He's going to make his rock things, or what do you call it, asteroids, form around him. And oh, look at that. He's back. This is actually easier than the first boss in the game. He might as well just be the first boss in this game. He just flies around. You have to jump on him, hit him. Look at that. I already took out like about 10% of his health just by doing that little thing. And the music changes to something far more epic. It almost sounds very like going across the cosmos kind of thing. We're battling the main final villain. Like really trying to show you that this is the final boss. It's some space thing. It almost looks like something that could have been microscopic kind of thing that somehow got grown to a large size. And it's now going to torment us from space. From space. I mean, this fight very well could have been a very emotional battle. Like maybe Robbit has a deep emotional connection of that thing. Maybe it did something to him in his past. But we would never know because, this game doesn't really have a story at all because it clearly didn't care a story. In fact, the fact that this game lacks a story actually is a very, it is a very, well, it was a lost opportunity in a lot of ways. Something I think could have been done a lot better. Could have been done way better, actually, in this game to him. And you can just jump around there. You see the planet below, the planet Hanamu below there. Just keep jumping on him again and keep taking away all of his health. And there's that thing that's going to be thrown at us. He also throws like those. It was like that thing Dr. Wily has in the Mega Man 7, where he throws those homing ball things at things. Mega Man 7 was the first Mega Man game to actually have a challenging, well, maybe since the very early ones, to have a final boss it's pretty much the same thing as all the other final bosses, but it's actually challenging. That's kind of, well, this game actually didn't do that, because they could have just made him like some sort of robot thing like it was in the first two games, but no, they actually made a very unique final boss, something that's actually challenging. Even for a seasoned, experienced jumping Flash master such as myself, I actually find this to be quite challenging now. And this whole conflict you've experienced throughout this game is now taking us to, a simple rock in space. A simple asteroid rock in space where all the other Robbits that we just suddenly got introduced to right now were suddenly killed by this thing. Yeah, we could have been a bit more sympathetic for the Robbits, but oh no. We were just introduced to them right now, just right before we have to fight the final boss and end this, whatever is going on, and end this ongoing struggle or feud or whatever it's supposed to be. I have to admit, the music in this level is really awesome. This is probably my favorite music in the game. I want to use music like this in some of my movies eventually, if I ever do make animated movies eventually. There's going to be a perfect, final boss music kind of thing, final battle thing. It does make for an epic, music score. So the music in this game is not as good as the music in the first two games, but it still is really good. I mean, you can imagine, orchestras maybe playing some of the music to this game because of how good it is. Same with the first two Jumping Flashes. They all really are that good of games. It's gonna be used to this boss is also very, he does the same thing over and over again. He just flies over us and he twists himself around, he shoots those plasma balls, I don't think they're plasma balls or some sort of electric shock ball or something like that. I have no idea, and I don't think anyone really cares. I wonder what the people who made this game are doing these days. I wonder if they ever go back and think, yeah, we should have done something different with Jumping Flash 3, or imagine how different our world would be if Jumping Flash 3 actually had a story. Maybe some wars would never have happened, and some tragedies that happened since 1999 wouldn't have happened. But I doubt anyone of those people who made this game, I doubt they still care about this game today. I still would like to interview them, maybe, if I can. I would like to meet up with them at some point. Maybe I could tell them what Jumping Flash meant to me, and maybe they could give me some secrets of Jumping Flash. I mean, Jumping Flash's whole development story is very much a mystery. Who got the idea for Jumping Flash? Where did it come from? Where did it come from? How did they get the idea for this? Did it come from some sort of experience somewhere? That's actually something I'm really interested in. Who came up with Jumping Flash and its idea and what it was and what it could do and what inspired them to make Jumping Flash? I think it would make for an interesting story. Maybe we can make a documentary about it eventually. A Jumping Flash documentary. Only documentaries are typically made about popular things or famous things. I don't think Jumping Flash qualifies as being popular or famous or anything like that. I mean, to me, it's obviously famous. I mean, if everything went how I think it should be, Jumping Flash would be a household game. There'd be hundreds of Jumping Flash games, and they'd all be regarded as legendary classics. They're just playable on absolutely everything. Every phone you would buy would come with the mobile version of Jumping Flash, fully formatted to work on your phone. And it would just be something your phone comes with. Same with every PC, video game system, everything. It would be on absolutely everything, just like Pac-Man. Okay, if they really did gain a lot of height above the asteroid. I can tell this reinforces what I said earlier about gravity in the series. There's clearly no gravity here because we're in space, and yet somehow we're constantly being pulled towards the rock. I mean, there's a black hole thing, or a crushing black hole. It's one of the few challenging things this form of the boss actually does. We keep falling towards the crater, the asteroid. We keep falling towards it. See if it has its own gravitational pull. Yep, that's jumping flash space physics. At least it's consistent. At least they actually have consistencies with it there. I mean, they could have done like a whole inconsistent mess, so no one would really know what goes on. But that actually does make sense in a way. I guess it's just it's how the laws of physics work. Because real life physics obviously don't apply to this. Heck, people always equate real life physics to fiction all the time, which isn't really a fair comparison a lot of the time. Why do we apply real life logic to fiction? That's part of the fantasy behind fiction, is that it doesn't have to, comply with the laws of physics or comply with how things are in real life. That's really what makes, fiction really what it is. I think this game very well reflects on that, actually. So I think we're in that author's house again or something like that. The book is being closed. The book of, I can't read it, I don't know what that says. And those look like snow globes. Looks like he lost a few of them. I don't know, maybe that guy from falling down broke one of them, or so broke a few of them. Or they got smashed in something, I don't know. So Robbit was going to jump off in a cliffhanger ending. And something exploded and Robbit's off to the rescue, and oh yeah, the end. Yep, this is the end of the game. This game didn't have much of a story, so you can't really expect much of an ending for it. So is this going to give us the ending credits right now? It's going to tell us the cast of enemies, those Kiwis that we've seen ever since the beginning. And there's that character. It's probably going to say their name in Japanese. It's just listing the cast of characters. There's the Mighty Morphine Power Rangers again. And there's those KKK things again. And then there's that freak that we saw a few times until he got defeated and we never heard from him again. Sometimes it just seems like we were introduced to characters only for them to instantly get written out. There's that arcade guy. That guy has arcade sticks for nipples. Yeah, nipples is your arcade. And there's those moo-moos. You would see moo-moos really in this game, so I don't know. Maybe it was something they planned to have in this game, and somehow they never really, made it into the final product or something like that. I don't know. There's that tower thing that just flies in the sky. There's a Roman candles in use. You never saw Roman candles at all in this game. And there's Quack from Peep in the Big Wide World again. Yeah, you get his own spotlight in the credits. Maybe he's really just that popular of a character. And maybe they were trying to provoke a lawsuit, possibly. I mean, Japanese games sometimes created possible lawsuits. And there's an allusion to a snow level or an ice level. Even though there weren't really any snow or ice levels in this game, at least none that I knew of. And this looking off into the sunset right there is such an iconic thing. And there's that guy that had his carrot farm or whatever it was, and we had to play whack-a-mole. And then there's that kid we had to rescue earlier on in the game. There's the part we had to cook eggs in the volcano. This game actually did have a lot going for it, come to think of it. The more I think of it, this actually is a very ambitious game for 1999. Heck, if a game like this came out today, it would still be considered to be very ambitious. I'll admit, I do give this game a lot of credit. Sure, it's not as good as the first two, but it gets a lot of credit for what it does, right? This is one of the better games. I mean, this is by far no means like one of the worst games. There's tons of games that are way worse than this, but this is actually, pretty enjoyable, pretty fun and enjoyable. I tend to only do Let's Plays of games that I can beat. So I did a Let's Play of this game because I know how to beat this game. I still haven't done a Let's Play of Bubsy 3D yet because I never beat that game. I associate Bubsy 3D with the original Jumping Flash because I played those two games a lot way back in the day. Like I would play them simultaneously a lot. They kind of associate the two with each other. I still never beat Bubsy 3D to this very day. I don't think I ever will. People might just write it off as though it's a crappy game, so of course you're never going to beat it. But I think I might still, be able to beat the game. Playing it for years. So now it's just showing that, we're back in space or something like that, and then there's the end of the book. It's going to prompt us to save our game. I think that's some sort of message. I have no idea what that is. I wonder if a Japanese speaker could translate that for me. Yeah, it's more likely to learn Japanese first, as I said way earlier on in the Let's Play. So now the book is going to... Well, the book already closed. So now it's just going to take us back to the title screen. It's going to prompt us to save our game. Because I know that there are save files. You can save stuff in this game. You can see the progress there. I'm just going to save over this one. We're at 55. I don't know what that is. Now it's at 69. It's probably what our cards are. 32 or something else, like, or advanced levels cleared. I have no idea what any of that stuff is. Now it's just going to take us back to the title screen. I don't know if there's any more you could do with this game. Maybe there is something more you could do with this game, but I would never know, and I don't think anyone else ever really cares. So thank you all for watching this Let's Play of Jumping Flash free Robbit Mon Dieu. The Jumping Flash trilogy is now complete under my channel. This is Ray Phoenix, signing out.